Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I want to have a look at Fantom. Now, Fantom FTM, it's a layer 1 cryptocurrency that's proof of stake that we covered on the channel about 3 weeks ago. In fact, I think it was 3 weeks ago today. And when we last looked at it, Fantom was around 23 cents, 23 cents and a half, and just sort of floating around that range. It had been there for a little while. And what I basically said in that last video was that we would see a big sell-off and that the price would go down. Now, I didn't call for that sell-off to happen in the next few days, but it just so happened I recorded the video and uploaded it on the 10th, and then on the 15th we had a big sell-off, and I was actually shorting Fantom. I did believe, that this was going to happen. I was pretty confident, and it did. But looking at today's price now, we can see Fantom's actually recovered a bit these last few days, and if you really wanted to zoom in and really be generous, you could say that these last few days or even 2 weeks, Fantom has sort of put in 2 higher highs here on the very, very short-term trend. Now, people could look at that and say that's very bullish, but I wouldn't, because it does that here for bits and bobs. It does it every now and then. It does it here, 12th of June rallied for a nice little bit. So for the short term, things like this can look very bullish, but when you zoom out, it turns into this. And if you want to long that, go for it. I think if you probably longed it now and held your position for a year, you'd be in money. But I personally wouldn't be doing that, because I think Fantom has more pain to go. To be brutal with it, to be honest with you, I wanted to make a video on Fantom today because I noticed I'm basically shorting a few altcoins, and the one that has done the best, or had been doing the best, was Fantom. Where the others were crumbling, ADA was crumbling terribly. I was looking at ADA, and that's well back. That's below. It's basically where it was a few days before this big pump because of the grayscale win. So it's basically done nothing. And I made a video yesterday on the grayscale situation and what happened to the markets because of it. Ultimately, nothing long-term will come from this. Now, I do think long-term, ultimately, this is a very bullish thing. I think having a spot Bitcoin ETF is huge for the crypto space. But right now, there's just not enough liquidity. There's not enough. It's not. The people that are here now, they get this news and they're happy. But they're not going to go buy Bitcoin because of it. What drives price up usually in the bull run is lots of new people flood in, lots of new money floods in, and they impulsively buy Bitcoin, crypto, whatever. And this creates a huge drive up in price. Nobody's coming into Bitcoin right now. Nobody's coming into the crypto space right now. So even though this is brilliant news, there's nobody coming in. It's not bringing anybody in, really. It's only us that are still here. People that are still watching videos in the crypto bear market about cryptocurrencies. But we're already clued in. We know what's happening with the crypto market. So when we hear this news, we think, okay, that's brilliant. That's great. This will really help Bitcoin's price. But it's not going to help it now. It's going to help it in 2025 when it's going absolutely crazy. Price is going absolutely crazy. So again, it's just another one of those things where you sort of expect more from it and nothing happens. And I did get a bit of a surprise. I didn't think it would pump this much, to be honest with you. I thought it would be a lot more lackluster. But it did go up, and that took me by surprise, I won't lie. But we are just going to keep going down, in my opinion. And September is historically a terrible month for the crypto space. So, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be longing this crypto. If we move to the dominance, we can see that it's basically the same story. Not the dominance, the Bitcoin FTM pair sort of is a little bit like dominance. Just continuous lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, all the way down. This is the daily as well, so it gives us a pretty accurate picture of how things are happening. And FTM's still going down. I can see FTM going down to almost definitely 600 Satoshis. But I'd almost say that 400 Satoshis is on the table. Because I just think that none of these alts are going to have any sort of power against Bitcoin for the rest of this year. I think the rest of this year is going to be bleak for crypto. I think it's going to push even more people out, even with the very few people in it at the moment. I think basically more people are going to leave, less liquidity. More liquidity is going to be drained. You know, there's going to be less liquidity in the market, a more depressing tone, and it's just going to depress prices for the rest of the year. And I think Fantom is going to fall victim to that as well, sadly, which is a shame, but I do just think that's what's ultimately happened. And we can see we are sort of back at this, we're below these levels where we were a week ago now on the dominance for Bitcoin and FTM. So again, it does just show that you're better off keeping your money in Bitcoin. Again, another thing I wanted to point out, this pump, we've basically gone back to the price we were at a few days before. I feel like there's not too much more to cover, to be honest with you, with this video. If I pull out a fib, I'll put it again from the start of this year, and I will have to change the lows now, of course, but so I'll do it from here. Again, we can see new low, new cycle low last few weeks, last week or so, down at 18 cents. I think we're going to go well below that again. If we follow these lows as well, we can see, like, we can see, okay, that's not actually really the best. I kind of want to bring it from here, but it's just the lower lows, lower highs, and yeah, we get rallies every now and then that are caused by this, that, and the other, but it doesn't really mean anything long term. Again, FTM is in this sort of deep value, you could say, price range, but I think we could be looking at much lower. I'd be putting something like this on the table where, you know, we ultimately see maybe 12 cents be Fantom's bottom, and we've just broken down into this deep value territory, and we spend the rest of the year in this deep value territory. I don't know when it will bottom on its USD, I don't know when it will bottom on its Bitcoin, but I do know that it hasn't bottomed yet on either, I would say. So yeah, just again, a quick update on Fantom, just for anyone watching. The last video seemed to get a few views, so again, I want to keep these altcoins that I look at in the loop and sort of just check them periodically, whether it's monthly, bi-weekly, yeah. So again, thanks for watching. Tell me down below if you think Fantom's bottom is in. I'm always looking for a chat with you guys down there. Always. Are you holding Fantom? Are you waiting to buy? Are you shorting it like me? Are you longing it? Do you think the bottom's in? Was this the bottom? Tell me, please, tell me. Anyway, great to hear from you guys. Feel free to subscribe. Take care and peace.